Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle ICE. I think that's how you'd pronounce it, ISE, from CZT Henrike Bratz. Okay, so as I was looking at this at first glance, it looks very familiar, and it looks like paradox reversed. And I'm like, well, now wait a minute, let's take a closer look. It looks similar, but it is not. All right, so here's how we do it. And you know what? I will let you decide which, if you've done paradox reversed. I know I have a video on it. We're going to make a little box, but we're going to find, it's pen number 2. Oh, heck, let's use a pen because it's handy. All right. All right. It is not well, I mean, you could put this in a grid, I suppose, if you want to, but this will be the outer box of it. Now, I thought it was interesting, and of course, I don't know, for those that know me or listen well, it's like when it comes to little putting little marks, I a lot of times hesitate from them because part of me is like, no, I'm not gonna cheat. I'm gonna, or not. It's not really cheating. Well, sometimes it could be, but anyway, so I tried it without these little marks, and I think they are a help. You can do it either way, quite honestly. So what we're going to do is, let me do them with, because that's how it is in his step out, and I will explain. So whatever distance you want to have it from the corner, our first, however you put the first set in, it's not going to matter. We're going to put it here. So this one is going to be on the top. I'm going to put a little mark here and there. And what we want these to do, and it's one on each side, and I have found myself getting confused with just that simple thing. So part of me is like, duh, do we want to or not? So, and you know what, maybe I'll do 2. Maybe I'll do a second one with it without. With it without, that's funny. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to connect the dots, right, with a straight line. So from here to here, and then, of course, turning the tile here to here. The idea is to aim for it. But if you miss and you're at least close, we can pick that one up just like that. And here. Okay, so we have a box in a box, right? Just shifted, the different direction. And we're going to do, I think 2 more. So the trick is then, we have to have this box going in the opposite direction. So this is where I kind of hesitate, because it's like, okay, now I need to look and see versus just doing. So here's a way that I have come up with so that you don't have to always go back and look. So the direction we have it, right, we want to make it the opposite direction. So these little marks are going to go on the opposite side. So here, we'll see if I got this right. All of a sudden I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm probably wrong. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3. I've done it wrong. Oh, yeah. It's got to go. This is going to go over here. This is why we don't want to do this. And then this one goes over here. And then, then this one is going to go over here. So we have extra dots that we don't need. All right, and that's just going to make it even more confusing, maybe. All right, so we're going to start here. And go here. All right, and you know what? I will be completely upfront because I am nothing else but. I almost said, you know what? You wouldn't even know if I decided to just start over from scratch. I'm not gonna. Okay, because I like you to see my mess ups and all. All right. It has to be a really, really bad mess up. Really, really, really bad. Usually it's when I just can't seem to get somebody's name right. Okay, so here's the one direction. And now we're going to do it again. And this is where it's like sometimes, I don't know. But really, once we do the second one, this one should line up with the same way we did this, right? So we'll put the dot there. This one we'll put here. See, that's the one that's a mistake. So, right. And then on this one. Then same idea. I mean, this gives you a guide. What's nice about it is it gives you a guide, so that way your boxes are, not so, it's more controlled. All right, and let's see, it looks like he goes, oh, so we have 1, 2, 3, and that's where they stop. Where paradox reversed is, like I said, it's completely different. It looks the same on the surface. Now, one thing that I didn't notice that right away is that we're going to end this up, and this will hopefully take care of this, is he ends it up with it says do paradox in each box. So that's really making a bubble. We're going to trace over everything. And if you imagine, this is how I explain enzeppel, is if you were a bubble and you were trying to fit into a space like this, how tight would you be able to go into the corners? And so that's what he has us doing. And it has a really neat effect. So what we're doing, again, so we're tracing over, and it's different than just doing rounding. Because I've had some people that have thought, oh, well, for enzeppel, well, I could just do rounding in the corners. No, it's different because we're tracing over, and that gives it an interesting look. And it doesn't matter what order we do these in. I'm going to maybe try to do these straight. But doing it slow and trying to stay on the tracing over. And you can see already, it does have a really neat effect. I'm not sure. I'll have to see what because of course I caught this right at the last minute. All right, let's see. Can I, sort of, look it's not as bad as it was. Like that. And this, I mean, and enzeppel, once you get past getting the squares in there, it is a nice soothing tangle, because you have to focus on, on the lines, making sure to trace over nicely, and again, seeing how you could fit, if you were that soap bubble, we'll say, and how exactly would you fit into those corners like that. And also knowing, I mean, there's no right, there's no wrong. Did I get them all? I think I did. And then, oh, it looks like in the center as well. Well, the center, yeah, and again, just tracing over. The center will be a little bit easier, or so I say. But it makes sense to do that, so that way it all matches. And we're consistent in that. There we go. So, nice tangle. Now, let's just try. And then, of course, take a look at the For More Inspiration link for just that, more inspiration. But that you can see Henrike's step outs, the sample, the little notes that he has in there. Now, I always do my own version. And I usually just, have it bare bones type of thing. That's why I like to make sure to point to the creator of the tangle. just because I like to do that. And it looks like he does have a sample in here that, where you can keep, because you could keep going as far as you want to. You could certainly keep going. So let's try it without the little guides in there. All right, so the thing to think about is, we're making, a triangle here, right? So we're going to put a box in the box. So I'm going to start here and aim there. And you know what? It could be fun to just do it wonky. And if you aim for, about that distance from the end each time. Because as I was finding, when I put the dots in, I'm not measuring to make sure that it's the exact distance, from the corner, because that wouldn't be very Zentangle of me to do that. And I did try it once, a little bit this way, yeah, and I was kind of going fast, and it did turn out a little wonky, but at the same time, it was still okay. All right, so here we have it going one direction, and then knowing we're shifting the box the other direction. So in order to do that, I have to have that triangle cut this way. And I wanted to try this. Live and in person, because why not? Okay. And how many times did I say that we did that? 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2. We'll do it one more time. Although this well, no, that would be right. Yeah, because this one I said, that one looks like it's squared with this. Okay, so we're gonna go again the other direction. So starting here, and and when we get past that first one, on the second time doing this angle, we can kind of, I think, well, wait a minute. Oh no, that's okay. Because I'm like, wait, did I do it wrong? Because what if you did it this way? Well, this is how he has it. It's kind of turning in the one direction. Huh. I hate it when I make my, I hate it when I make my brain think. All right. So again, we're going to be coming from here to here. I just can't help but think. Well, no, let's just not do it that way. Because this is the way it is. Although we can do whatever we want. I know. There we have it. And I really, I really want to turn that the other direction. And I think that, and that's what would turn it a little bit more into paradox reversed. But this makes it easy enough. I think I'll leave it like that so we can see the difference. That's just kind of nice. So, fun tangle. Now let's just do some shading. Just a tad. So many different ideas. Well, first off, let's see. I guess it depends on which direction I feel like doing it. I'm going to take this big section. We're just going to put like a nice L or C shape in there. Now, I was using my tortillons for other things. There might be some color added into these. Oh no, here's one that I don't think I messed with. All right, it's a little weird shaped, but that's okay. All right. Oh, I could even just do that whole side, like do half of it with the graphite, but I kind of like this. And then what I sometimes will like to do is I'm like completing the box, so that way it looks like it's kind of puffed up a little bit. And let's see, what should we do with these? I don't know, part of me likes to leave it. Oh, you know what? I missed. Was somebody yelling at me this whole time? probably, I was just going on the inside one. Totally missed the whole outside. Like, because here's what I was thinking. Oh, that's the frame. Well, no, that's like the first step. Gee whiz. All right. Now it's going to look a little different. And it also buys me some time to think, how do I want to shade that? It has a neat look, and I'm just trying to think about how can I make it and play on the depth or something. Maybe just going, maybe on the outside of that. Did I get all of them? Did. Okay. Let's just see. Because I did that. And, you know, and I guess you could decide, do you want this to be up on top or do you want it to be below? Could. You know what? I still could. Let's, going with this in the angle that it's at, we could, for some of these, but we could just put a little, like I'm doing, a little U shape. I'm not sure what to do with that. We'll just go with that side. You know, a lot of this, at least in my book, is just making it up as you go along. So if it doesn't have, you know, a thicker side, I'm just putting a little line here. And then we'll just see what this looks like. All right. Oh, so that's interesting. And my other thought with this is you could do something like this first, and then if you want to, which is what I think I'm going to do, is I'm going to go around this outside. And sometimes I will do that where I'm shading the individual pieces and then doing something like this. And so even though I'm going over what I already put graphite on, which seems like it's silly, but it's just going to be darker in those places, so it kind of preserves it, for a lack of a better word. It'll look like, oh, that's we'll pretend that I'm making them look like stones, and it's like, oh, it'll preserve that look even though I'm putting graphite over the top of it. I don't know if that makes any sense. It is pouring out here. I don't know if you can hear that, but look at what that just did. Now, interesting, because it almost makes this box pop as well, even though I put the graphite on the outside of this. So that's interesting. Now, we could, well, no, because then I do it on each one, then it might be a little dark. But that does kind of raise it up a little bit. I could do, because I don't want to have the graphite remorse. That's what I'm thinking. Because I have this, then we have this, and it seems like then it would be silly if I just want to highlight that one. But then at the same time, okay, we're going to do this one. At the same time, I'm like, this looks kind of bare with just that one thing. If you make it big enough, you could do it all three. I could probably still do it with all, you know, each little box. Because we can do whatever we want to. I'm using these little golf pens that I have because it's handy, but they don't spread very well. I haven't used them in a bit, and so apparently I didn't realize. It's moving enough. It's all right. Okay, I think I did that one already, but So that's just neat. It adds enough extra dimension. I like that better, I think, than if I had done the other, because now we have kind of distinct layers, and that is just fun. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please click on the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. I've mentioned the description section, so you will find the links to the step outs. Then below that is my link tree where if you want to connect with me, if you would like to come and tangle with me, on Thursdays, we do tangling. It's called Tangle Time. Every Thursday, I have 2 sessions. We do the same tangle. We could have taken something like this and just play with it and see where we wanted to go with it. And it's absolutely, it's so fun. And then we get to see at the end everybody that wants to share and have the ability to share their webcam and show their work. And it's just so neat to see what everybody ends up doing. It's fascinating. It's amazing. So come and join us. Information is on the link tree. There are a couple places there. Well, I have one place listed where you can come and follow me for classes, but also on Facebook. If you happen to be there, you can follow me there as well, and I will post the classes there. I'm also on my website. At the moment, I don't have a way to follow, but I'm working on that. Follow or get reminders and all of that kind of thing. So, but if you have questions, always there's ways to contact me through there as well. And let me lastly mention on the link tree, if you'd also like to be a part of our Tangle Addicts community, we have a group on Facebook, and the link is there. You can, after you click it, there are 4 questions you have to answer, and then join us in the fun. It's an amazing, amazing group of people. So supportive, so fun, and just love Zentangle and all that it does for us individually. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.